So this kind of took you on a wild journey, and I know that Epic is a brand that's very well known in this space. And for you personally, I feel like it's kind of in the rearview mirror a little bit because you built this thing, you sold it, and now it's transitioned on. But how did you guys get into that? How did you build such a monstrous brand, a positive monstrous brand like Epic?
Yeah, that's a funny journey, you know. Leading up into the creation of Epic, we were plant-based eaters for a long time, and so we had kind of made one of those dramatic pivots in our life and started reintroducing animal protein, and it was just a game changer. We could never look back. So we had this opportunity to create a product that really was for Katie and myself mostly. It's kind of for selfish reasons. We were going on 100-mile bike rides, training at really high levels for Ironman races, and all the sugar, carbohydrate rich, highly processed protein powders, we were just done with that. And so we were packing bacon and ribeyes and different meat in Ziploc bags and other packages and bringing it on bike rides. And so for us, that was like this game-changing moment in our life where we said, this is a product that's right for us. Surely there's someone else who has the same experience and same need. And so we kind of went on a whim, and, we like this whole idea of fake it before you make it, just kind of like showing up. We showed up at the biggest trade show in the United States for the natural foods industry. And we had this package, and the package was just like product that wasn't real. We were sealing it in our house with an ironing press. And we just showed up like with ultimate confidence saying, this is going to be the most badass product that any retailer could ever have on their shelf. And when we got to that show, we were, there's like 5,000 vendors. 4,999 of those vendors were plant-based companies, because this, at the time, plant-based equated to health and natural foods. Meat was not. Meat was on the periphery, always been demonized. And we were ready for just some psychopaths to come up to the booth and throw fake blood at us or something like that. But the overwhelming reception was just so powerful. And I remember leaving that trade show just telling Katie, like, this is it. Like, this is our calling. This is our purpose right now. We need to just go as hard as we can, put our heads down and focus and kind of make some sacrifices at that moment just so we could achieve a greater accomplishment. And we just went fast and hard. At that show, we had the opportunity. We met face to face with the CEO of Whole Foods and looked him right in the eyes and said, of course, we can deliver this product to you in 3 months at a national level. And Katie's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's impossible. But again, when there's a will, there's a way. And so we figured it out, and we just had this cool opportunity to do something very different, and consumers were ready for that change.
So you kind of take the red pill, as it were. You reclaim your health. Now you're looking to package this stuff and give that gift to other people. Epic grows probably at a rate faster than you ever could have imagined, because you are just following something that's aligned, and you're stumbling forward and you're figuring it out. How many years is the Epic story through the growth of that and the sale, and then moving on to the next chapter?
Yeah, the Epic growth happened pretty quick. I mean, like, being here today brought back really good memories, being in the Heart and Soil office, because like our early Epic offices were houses too.
Yeah.
And it's just such a good vibe. It feels so right. It's just so much more alive and personal than like a sterile office environment. And so this is where it's at. I hope you guys remember these days as like some of the best days that you're going to have in this company's growth and evolution. But Epic was when it blew up. I remember early on, we were always ranked in the energy bar category. And so like we would get this data from retail stores nationally, and we were like, early on, we broke into the top 10 products. Like any bar that you could ever buy in the United States, we were top 10. And it was our Bison bar. And it always looked like peanut butter, chocolate, peanut butter, chocolate, peanut butter, chocolate, Bison, peanut butter, chocolate, peanut butter. And there's like all these different brands. And so the Bison was like the peanut butter and chocolate of the carnivores. And it just kept climbing. We early on, within the first, honestly, 6 months, we exceeded the available supply of grass-fed bison in North America, which shocks some people, but that supply is very small. Only about 10% of all bison are truly finished on grass. The other 90 are confined in some capacity and supplemented with grain. And so that's a disconnection with consumers. So early on, we had to stop selling our most, our highest praised, most popular item. And that was like a really weird dynamic too. Yeah. So not sell a product that everyone wanted because the supply chain just wasn't there. But that was a big opportunity for us to use this company to restore, impact more grasslands, get animals back on pasture as they were intended to.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And you guys ended up branching into all kinds of different products. I know my wife to this day was talking before we hit record. We have a 3.5-year-old at home. My wife is heavily pregnant, another one about to join the tribe. And she makes these, animal-based chicken nuggets. We get truly pasture-raised chickens. Then she gets the epic pork rind. She blitzes them up, dips them in an egg wash, fries them in tallow. Oh my God, they're so delicious, So bringing in different products and stuff was a huge part of that story. What do you think made Epic stand out, though, amongst the crowd? Like, what was the catalyst? Obviously, there's a need there, but you guys did a lot of stuff right, I think, and did it really well. For you, reflecting, what do you think really made it stand out?
Yeah, I think early on, it was just the differentiation of the product, the unique nature of it, and the branding, the packaging, the marketing of it. I mean, like, you're going into this aisle of the grocery store where, I mean, it's just like colorful packages. Everyone is just shopping based on what's the cheapest item, and it's hard to stand out. And so we had this package that had these anatomical, beautiful historical illustrations of these animals. And that was a really important part of the journey, was to create that in a way that honored these animals and then connected consumers to the reality that in order for them to sustain life and get nutrition, that there is a sentient being on the other side that sacrifices its life. And so that was something that, early on, the experts were like, you guys are idiots. Don't do that. Do not pursue that. People do not want to see the face of an animal that they're going to eat. And so, following your instinct, challenging that idea, we said, this doesn't feel right. We think it's actually an obligation for people who eat meat to understand and have that connection to that animal and to that source. And so, just having that on the shelf day one, you couldn't walk through that aisle and not pick it up and say, what the hell is this thing?
Yeah.
I've never seen or heard of any nonsense like this. And then you pick it up and you're like, oh, damn, that sounds pretty good. Let's try this out.
That's super cool. So then all of these themes that you're kind of bringing into the product, like prioritizing quality, supporting regenerative farmers. Did you at any point know that this was the world you were going to end up in? Because eventually you come to sell Epic, and now, we're going to get into the next chapter of the story with Roam Ranch and Force of Nature and everything you're doing there. When did it start to bubble up that, all right, like, well, we're going to do this. Why don't we become the farmers and the ranchers? What happened there?
Yeah, it was, we visited all of our suppliers with Epic early on. We spent time, we knew the families, we established relationships with these people. And every time we'd go out to a farm or a ranch that was managed holistically or regeneratively, just taking your shoes off and getting grounded there was the most powerful, sacred experience. And again, it was just a moment of such clarity in which we said, if we ever have the opportunity to do something like this, this would be our highest calling. Like, this would be achieving everything we ever wanted to achieve in life. And so through selling Epic, we were able to realize that goal and that dream. And so when we sold the company, we could have reinvested in the stock market or some other bullshit schemes. And we decided to put everything into land, because land for us is like the truest value. And it gives us the freedom to live a life that we want to, but also to procure food for ourselves and our community, and then do so in a way that is actually beneficial for the land and can restore all these broken cycles of nature. And so Roam Ranch right now, that's our goal, that's our mission. And a big part of that also is bringing community out to experience and to learn what that looks like.
Hello friends, if you enjoyed that clip, then you can watch the entire thing by heading to this link over here, or you can find us wherever you find podcasts by searching Radical Health Radio. If there's value here, please hit that like button, let us know in a comment what your biggest takeaway was, and hit subscribe, support the show as we support you. We'll see you soon.